Hi, I'm Bernina expert Amanda Murphy, and I wanted to come back to just show you some finishing techniques in month 6 of the Bernina 125th anniversary quilt-along. So here I'm showing you how to use the couching inserts for the number 72 Bernina adjustable ruler work foot. So I have some isocord threaded through the needle, and I have the couch thread, which is Dazzle, going straight through the couching insert, and that thread has to feed into the direction in which I'm going to sew. So it's feeding right into the needle. I like to keep the couch thread on a thread stand so I can move it around depending on which direction I'm stitching. This works best on pretty simple shapes because you're not changing the direction quite as much. I did do this on a domestic machine. Even though I quilted it on a long arm, this was my last step, was to take it off the frame, and I did it on a domestic machine. If you don't have the couching inserts, you can also free motion quilt around your squares, couching using the regular couching foot. So here's that process. So you can see here the feed of the thread is actually controlled by the foot. When you are finished going around the block, you'll want to bury those threads. I used a large chenille needle, and I actually buried the couching thread into the quilt sandwich. Here, I'm making cording, and the cording will lie right along the binding. I'm using a longer stitch, and I'm using my stiletto and the number 38 foot to help keep the cord in place and really nested into the fabric strips. I love to use this technique because it adds some extra detail to your quilt top. After sewing the cord, I use the add a quarter ruler, and you have to be very careful here. You don't want to cut your fingers, of course, because it's a thin ruler, but I use the add a quarter ruler to trim off the excess fabric, because what I want to leave is exactly a 1/4 inch of fabric beyond the cord, because I'm going to use my 1/4 inch foot to apply it to the quilt top. So I just slide it along and I trim it, and as I said, be careful when you're trimming this. Don't do it too late at night. Base this covered cord to the quilt top, clip in the corners, and then apply your binding as you usually would. And when you turn it over and hand stitch to the back to secure, this is the look you'll get. I hope you've enjoyed the Bernina 125th anniversary quilt.